I don't know who is who, but I have to blame who the report was signed and handed to, and that is Juliet Landell Holness. That's what she name, whatever she want name. Juliet Holness and your wife collect the Integrity Commission report, and up to now it not table 6 weeks now, and we need to know why. And the former chairman is dismissing the House stance as to why the report cannot table. According to Juliet Holness, Juliet says she will be going against court orders and whatever and whatever. But how is it that the FLA point out, say, the report is damaging and the report is this and it is going to destroy reputation, and based on what the Integrity Commission find is far from the truth, and if them release it and put it on table, it is going to have effect on whatever. But I want to ask the question, Jamaica. Is the FLA a private citizen? Yes, I'm a citizen. Is the FLA a private citizen or a public body? Me want to know answer me in the class. Is the FLA a private citizen or is the FLA a public body in the country? Tell me no, student. How are the student 300 and other uno there they listen to me and no can respond to me? Then what me they teach say? Oh, it is a public body. Thank you, Ivan Stern. Thank you, Chantel. Big up yourself, Shosky. Pow, Sammy, everybody. Chihuahua, One Love, a public body. Exactly. So let us question the content of that report, Jamaica. Because that same report, should not have been known until it has been tabled. And it has not yet been tabled, Jamaica. So the question I want to ask this morning, how does the FLA knows what the final report says if it has not yet been tabled? Come here, Andrew wife. We have seen this happening far too often now, where matters that have not yet been, and I want Mark Jefferson Golding to stick up the parliament. Me want uno say the opposition is bangarang. Parliament fi mash up. Because it's not 1 nor 2 nor 3 times Juliet Holness put the parliament into disrepute. You cannot tell me, Jamaica, that a report has been concluded, signed and sealed and delivered to one person, when I know Juliet, a Colleen Lowe, or Tom Tavares, the president. One out of the 3 of them. And each time a damning report is sent to the parliament, particulars within the report is being known before it has been tabled. You cannot know what is in a report unless it is tabled. Up to now, the report not tabled yet, but yet still, those who were accused in that report have filed injunction and have court matter and stick up the parliament, say the parliament cannot table it because the court this and the court. How can a report that has not yet been tabled, those accused in that report is filing injunction and a put blockade? Jamaica people, something is wrong in this country, and me tell you, say parliament fi shut down. Juliet Holness continue to put our parliament into disrepute. This woman is the problem. There is too much controversy and corruption surrounding Andrew's wife. This is seriously wrong, Ivan. Well, Me know for me leader no idiot, you know. And Jamaica, my leader speak. And when my leader speak, you know say something is brewing. I want you to listen to my honorable leader, Mark Jefferson Golding. Listen here, Jamaica.
Dear Madam Speaker, I was alarmed by the contents of this newspaper article in the Sunday Gleaner, as I had been unaware that an Integrity Commission investigative report on the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, such a critical body, had been sent to Parliament on March.
Hold on, me have to stop. Me telling us, me don't know how you can eat this man. How you fit eat Mark Jefferson Golding? You not hear how the man start the letter with such a brilliance? Eh? What Mark Golding say a while ago, you listen to ears. Mark Golding say, Madam Speaker, I was what? Unaware that 6 weeks ago a report was sent to the Parliament. So Mark Golding right there and then I want to know how one report there in front of you for 6 weeks. This is unheard of. Nothing can go so. Why is it that you have a report we're supposed to table every week, every Tuesday, and you sit down on it for 6 weeks and not table it? I wasn't aware of this. Can you tell me why the report not tape? Me say Mark Golding, me say me don't know how them can eat this man. The man say him unaware. Now that he's made aware, Mark Golding knows say nothing can go so. We need some answers. Jamaica people, listen to the honorable member. Listen to the honorable.
Dear Madam Speaker, I was alarmed by the contents of this newspaper article in the Sunday Gleaner, as I had been unaware that an Integrity Commission investigative report on the Firearm Licensing Authority, FLA, such a critical body, had been sent to Parliament on March 30, 2026, and yet still has not been tabled in the House. The newspaper article said that in your capacity as Speaker of the House, you received a letter from the Integrity Commission advising that the report addresses, and I quote, allegations of corruption, impropriety, and irregularities in the grant, variation, and revocation of firearm licenses and storage of firearms and ammunition at the Firearm Licensing Authority, end of quote. Based on that letter, the investigative report includes matters of great national importance. Its protracted non-disclosure is a very serious and dangerous matter. The FLA is not a private citizen. It is a public body with statutory responsibility for serious functions. It is therefore clearly a strong public interest in exposing and addressing any impropriety or irregularities affecting the FLA's operations. The Integrity Commission's main statutory purpose is to ensure transparency and accountability in public affairs as a key pillar in the fight against corruption. It would be inimical to the pursuit of that fundamental objective for a public body like the FLA, merely by filing court proceedings applying for judicial review, to be able to cast a cloak of silence over an investigative report to which the law intends parliamentarians, the media, and the wider society to have prompt access via tabling in Parliament. The existence of court proceedings cannot be a lawful or proper basis for the continuing non-disclosure of this report. In this context, it is relevant to note that the courts have recognized that public discourse and criticism are vital to a democratic society, and that public bodies are expected to endure scrutiny rather than use the courts to defeat transparency, undermine accountability, and silence critics. This is why the courts have determined that allowing public authorities to sue for damage to their governing or administrative reputation would severely stifle public opinion, and the courts will not countenance that. The crux of the matter at hand is that the Integrity Commission Act requires this report to be tabled, a vital step which is essential to achieving the objectives of the Act. Unless the court has made an order preventing the tabling of the report, this report should be tabled immediately. As leader of the opposition, it is therefore my duty to demand the tabling of this report at the next meeting of the House. I trust that, as Speaker of the House, you will also do your duty by ensuring that this happens next Tuesday afternoon. Sincerely, Mark Golding, MP, Leader of the Opposition.
Me say, he coming like a Mark Golding around the country. Jamaica people, Mark Golding give them ultimatum. I saw it go. Mark Golding say you better table this blouse and skirt at the sitting of the next parliament. So you know it's tomorrow Tuesday a judgment. Can you imagine Jamaica? Why is it that the Jamaica Labour Party keep breaking the laws of this country? You know, hear the honorable member Mark Golding say the Integrity Commissions Act allows for the tabling of reports. So why is it that the Jamaica Labour Party are withheld information or sit down upon the tabling of the report based on the Integrity Commission Act? This is something that the people can sue the government for, you know. Mark Golding just tell us, yeah, that the Labour Party is basically breaking the laws of the country. The Integrity Commissions Act is being broken right in front of our eye. And why is it that matters like these, the Jamaica Labour Party decides that they're going to put a stop to it and they decide what is being put out in the public? We are not living in a dictatorship. We are not living in a country where dictatorship is the order of the day. We are living in a democracy. So why is it that the Jamaica Labour Party is circumventing the rules to benefit themselves? What is it that could have happened with the NFLA? What them name? FLA? What could have gone up a FLA make the Jamaica Labour Party no want this a report of the table? What could have been so damaging in this report? For sit down in front of Juliet Holness for 6 weeks. Eh? Something not right. Something is not right, Jamaica. Yeah? Something not right here so at all. Well, as I said in Jamaica, misery loves company. And the other day me come out, come beat me party. And me know you no love me cause I no like say me say nothing wrong about me party and me fi beat them, nobody else. Right? And me come out, come talk some things and me see them pull up their sacks. But me I ask the PNP, when you no go parliament, you no fi demands certain things, and when you no call for certain things, and you realize that they lock off on a mic, you no have to unite, turn up on a foot. And when me say turn up on a foot, me no mean just stand up for peace. Me mean literally turn up on a foot and get up out of the green chair them. Get up out of the green chair and turn up. Make no order not upon the floor. Cause no order can happen when two members standing at the same time. We demand the report to be tabled. And if Juliet Holness not table it come tomorrow, and if it turn up on a foot, get up out of the green chair. Cause based on the little standing orders when me know about the house, me hear say the house in a disrepute when two members standing pan them foot. So me they say PNP. Say this, make them sound no bagga. Jamaica people love bagga. And we love see when you no turn up and behave like we. Some of you behave too much like the uppity, uptown. Me want to represent the mass of the people. Bang around for in a parliament every Tuesday. Eh? How me sound, Suzette? God did it for me. Suzette, if I lie me, I tell, top me na me back, my friend. Eh? When me say the PNP, we like how them are going in. No get me wrong. The PNP pull up their sacks from the other day because me did come out, contact some things. Me fi cuss them. Nobody else. Right? And me see them pull up their sacks, not a ball, no drop. Eh? So Jamaica, uno wrong me? If uno in the parliament, I don't know get the answers we no want turn up on no foot. Me no know how no sit down in them the green chair. They are full time uno wrap them over in a one different color. Uno no get too comfortable sitting in those green chairs. Demand answers. And when you realize that the old woman a lock off on mic, turn up on no foot and bring the parliament in a disrepute. And when they not going on chance to chat, beat the desk and make Jamaica see so no mean business. No because you in a opposition means say if you walk all over uno no crazy. If them couldn't walk over uno when uno did only have 14, and when uno double uno seat count, them a go walk over uno fi bully them back in there. Too much wicked sit down in a garden house. Eh? Too much wicked sit down in a garden house. Eh? The green chair them have too many of them too comfortable. You hear what me say PNP take me foolish advice. I think there should be a collective. When one member is being meted out with injustice on the floor, where the speaker is concerned, you must stand united in that opposition. Yeah? And if you don't see them take advantage of one of the member, turn up on your foot. Stand up. Like when they want to throw out Angela Brownberg and no build a fence around her and hold on her arm. The whole of no join together and stand up on her foot and bring the parliament into disrepute until no voices be heard. Make the people of Jamaica say we bagga but we bagga for the right things. Our voices must be heard in Garden House, in Shoski. Yeah, I believe that. Nobody now fight. We now go over there, go fight them. We are stay upon our side. And if we now get the answers what we want, and we see them are continue to bully the opposition, we are going to bully you no back. Because we now going to no chance to chat, because we are going to turn up on our foot. And if we turn up on our foot and still not give you the opportunity, we are going to beat the desk. Yeah. It is full time now the opposition come up with a strategy for their voice to be heard in that parliament. The locking off of the microphone and a way to be acknowledged by Juliet Holness. It's not going to cut it. It is not going to cut it. And we understand, so when the mic is off, so we can't hear nothing. But at least we can open up we hear and see what they go on. So turn up on no foot. Yeah, turn up on no foot. If they lock off on a mic, or if you want to ask you something and the speaker not granting it, stand up on a foot. We are look on with TV, we see say something, no man, something go on, yes, so I want to make all of the PNP them turn up. Yeah, and make no voices be heard. We need to improvise, because the mic not cutting it. The microphone is not cutting it, Jamaica. And so, the FLA is in hot water. It is a government body. It is a public body. And why is it that this public body is being protected by the Jamaica Labour Party? If they're acting in the interest of the public, I think the report needs to be tabled as soon as possible. And when you see Mark Golden come answer this, address this matter, you know it is serious. Something is hiding, but then can't alter the report. Want to know how nationwide no jump on it yet. Nationwide no jump on it yet, because you know them soon can't spin it. Well, Jamaica, when we tell them say Juliet Holness is compromised, you no believe we. Eh? How is it that the FLA can be acting based on report that is not yet been tabled? Something is wrong. The Speaker of the House needs to be replaced. She's incompetent. Me never hear say them as something happened when Pernell Charles was the Speaker. Me never hear them as something happened when time the woman from South Chilani, Dalrymple, was the Speaker of the House. All of these matters keep on happening since Juliet Holness assumed the role as House Speaker. We never used to have these kind of things. Juliet Holness is compromised. It is bad, Miss World. Eh? Miss World said the PNP need to carry their own mic. Remember their mic have to go string up and connect to the system, you know. It better you say them if you walk with one blow horn and overtalk them. Yeah, like what Kenya Moore did doing at the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I remember that episode, you know, when Portia tried to overtalk Kenya and Kenya just back out the blow horn from out her handbag. The whole reunion mashup. But anyway, people, Jamaica, this don't look good. It don't look good, and we need to keep calling out. We need to keep, that voice of the nation, big up yourself, my brother. We need to keep on calling out the speaker, Juliet Holness. She go on like say she's Miss Goody Two Shoe, or she not do nothing wrong. A peer banger wrong happening in parliament since Juliet become the House Speaker. Eh? How is it that Juliet go sit down on the report for 6 weeks and not table it? What is it that she's protecting? What is it that she's hiding? Eh? Something is wrong, Jamaica. Something is wrong. And as Mark Golding said, he's demanding that them table the report at the next parliament, which is tomorrow, Tuesday, come 2 p.m. Enough is enough now, man. This woman is a sad excuse. She is the worst House Speaker. The worst House Speaker. Absolutely no respect in the House since she took over. And it is true. Well, Jamaica, we are going to continue to follow this matter. And as we set up ourselves to listen shortly to the PNP press conference pertaining to Hurricane Melissa, I want to just break the ice where that is concerned. I don't want you guys to go anywhere. I'm just waiting until they go live so we can bring it here so all of us can listen together in real time. All right, so I'm asking everybody to share up this live as we get ready to join the People's National Party as they have a emergency press brief on the Hurricane Melissa audit report, because you can't tell nobody this a foreign. Say the money where they send can help people. Yeah, the Jamaica Labour Party sit down pan it and not spend it. We can't tell nobody at all. We cannot pinch nobody at all and tell them this, because this is nothing shy of a national disgrace. Nothing shy of a national disgrace. Yeah? So as we saddle up ourselves to listen to this press conference, mighty God, Jamaica, we need some answers. And this no look good. This don't look good for the government. Stuttbar Cedre, apart from the fact that she is the Prime Minister's wife, the worst Speaker of the House, and that is it. That is it. We soon come back to the hot topic here, but we want to set the tone for this press conference, and let's chat a little bit about this 2%, less than 2% of the people their money where the Jamaica Labour Party has spent thus far. Absolutely a disgrace. Well, Jamaica, the audit that was released from the Auditor General, if the audit wasn't done, all that money would have disappeared. You don't believe me? Wonder if you don't believe me. Me say if the auditor never done and the Auditor General come bust it out, tell we would have think that the Jamaica Labour Party spent, tell God Almighty truth, to all the Jamaica Labour Party they go on and we have spent billions, we have spent this, that swear things say the people them donation money done out. to how the Labour Party did a go on. If this Auditor General never come out, come bust it out, say less than 2% of the donation money spent so far, people that think that the Jamaica Labour Party have spent and spent and spent. Yeah. Well, Jamaica, as I said earlier, if this auditor never done, stand by, everybody stand by as we get ready to join the PNP's press conference. So no one move from here, so cause we just wait patiently. Me dep on it trems and make sure pull up the iPad to stream it right as them say up them mouth. We ready. Jamaica. The Prime Minister puts people in charge. Yeah? Who he knows he can dictate to or control. Yeah? So, if nobody asks about the money, you know, they would have just share it up amongst themselves. Because me see one idiot man with braces spanning teeth. Yeah? Say him a represent ADPEM. What has become of ADPEM? I remember growing up as a little boy when you say ADPEM a come out, come chat, you shiver and get goosebump. Because they used to do such a wonderful job. Evan Thompson, and who else used to down there? Eh? You have some men and some women used to down there we operate ADPEM, Barbara Carby. Who remember that woman there? And Ronald Jackson used to head that organization. And they used to do such a wonderful job. Yeah? All of a sudden, since ADPEM reached the Prime Minister office, it's like ADPEM take a U-turn. This a man where them put up there, we can't even blame him, you know, because he incompetent. He was a part of the JDF, the army. We can't blame this a man, yeah? How if we blame the man and the man is an army man? Eh? But the question you must ask yourself in Jamaica, why is it that we are paying these people at ADPEM? Isn't it because we would have selected the very best persons who are competent? So all them do is sit down there because ADPEM not come up with no idea, ADPEM not come up with no plan. I'll know we not see one framework by ADPEM. Yeah? And we are less than 2 weeks away from the next hurricane season. And people still live out a door. Where is the mechanism that the Jamaica Labour Party, and if you know say ADPEM now sit down in the Prime Minister office, where you da say you da little better than how it is before. Instead of it better, it worse, and it's sit down in a Andrew Holness office. Eh? Me not understand. Mr. Laban, we know you're incompetent and we know you get the job because of Andrew. But the donations them from the donor countries, the country them will donate, yeah, the donor agencies and the members of the diaspora, it is not a substitute for Jamaica's budget, you know. Let me repeat it. Come here, Labour Party. You see the donation where the donors them give, yeah? And you see the donor agencies them and the members in the diaspora where send them donation money. You did know say those should never be a substitute for the Jamaican budget. The budget of the Jamaica Labour Party should have never intertwined with donation money, and that is what the Jamaica Labour Party has done. Them not say make them do them thing properly and have one account where them put the donation money in separate and apart from the nation's coffers. No, them are all and pan the money so they can use it to fill the gaps of their budget. I know ask me, I tell you, because we now put it past the Labour Party. We are not putting it past the Jamaica Labour Party. Yeah? The reason why the Jamaica Labour Party have not spent the donations, only 2% thus far, is because they want to keep back the money so that they can use it to fund them budget. Yes, that is the only excuse we could give. Eh? They want to put it in the consolidation fund. That is it, Angel. Eh? If the citizens cannot get these monies, yeah? Then all the account holding these donations should be returned to the selfless givers. Look into it. I'll know the donations them not reach the people, you know. Because according to the Labour Party, they have the money still in an account for 7 months, and people take up their money from 7 months ago, send it and think say the money reach the people them for help the people them, and uno have it in an account. Well, if the money now reach the people, how about sending it back? Because uno have the portal, uno have the account where uno get these money from. Uno show the account, we show so uno receive $10 from Mary Jane, you just receive $100 from so and so, you just receive 100,000 from so and so. If the funding not reaching the people, send it back to those donors.
Online, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen gathered here, good morning and thank you for joining us today. I am Senator Cleveland Tomlinson, Deputy Spokesperson on Productivity, Efficiency and Competitiveness. I am joined today by our spokesperson on Social Protection and Social Transformation, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, Member of Parliament. I'm also joined by our spokesperson on Trade and Global Logistics, Member of Parliament Anthony Hilton. I must also apologize for the absence of our spokesperson on Local Government and Democratic Reform, Natalie Nita Garvey, Member of Parliament. We have called this press conference today in light of an Auditor General's report that has produced scandalous findings about the government's management of hurricane relief funds that were donated by generous Jamaicans. The contents of the report is very outrageous, and we believe it deserves the full attention of the Jamaican people. Of $1.44 billion donated to the government of Jamaica to support the relief efforts across the island in wake of Hurricane Melissa, the Auditor General found that 88% of that was unspent as at the end of February 2026, which implies that only $26 million of that $1.44 billion was directed towards relief efforts. That is unacceptable. We will expose the governance failure behind this, and we will demand that there be a clear plan of action presented to the Jamaican people with respect to how the remainder of the hurricane relief funds will be spent. We will also be examining the administration of the roofs program, which has been a dismal management. It has been a failure by all account, and we will explore that as well. The logistics of the relief efforts has also been poorly managed, and our spokesperson on logistics will speak to that. I will come back at the end of the press conference and I will talk about the financial mismanagement and the poor governance framework that has enabled the underspent of the donations that have been received by the government of Jamaica. But at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll hand over to our spokesperson on social protection and social transformation, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke. Thank you.
Come in, madam. Can't silence you.
Thank you very much. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. As you heard before, I'm Angela Brown-Burke, Shadow Minister for Social Protection and Social Transformation. I probably want to start by just talking about the roof program. Well, all of how we handled Hurricane Melissa is really where I probably want to start. And I want to start because in any disaster, there's always a memorandum of understanding and collaboration between central government and local government. This time around, it was noticeably absent, and we saw that showing up in so many different ways. And in fact, a lot of even the challenges that we're having now is also because there is that absence. So if we start by saying that there was no MOU between ODPEM and the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, if we also start by saying that with the collaboration that was taking place, there was nothing that was documented, no roles and responsibilities of the different agencies were identified. And if we start in chaos, we must end in chaos. And so today, I want to speak to you on behalf of thousands of Jamaicans who are still living under tarpaulins, catching with friends, boxing boat, as we say in Jamaica. 7 months after a Category 5 hurricane devastated Western Jamaica. In the wake of that storm, Jamaicans at home and abroad gave generously, donating, as Senator Tomlinson has said, $1.44 billion to support survivors. More than half a year later, that generosity has not reached the ground. Less than 2% has been spent. And as the AG reported that, we have to look around us and look at the people who are still waiting on that support. You might very well say that assessments are still being done and that victims are receiving benefits from other sources. But hold a second, we'll get there. The scope of the need is staggering. I don't know how many of us remember that in December last year, Red Cross actually estimated that there were 156,000 homes that were damaged and approximately 90,000 families who were directly affected. What this means is that all donations and all funds that would have been received would probably still not have been fully enough. There would be a gap. And that is why what has happened with the $1.44 billion sitting there with no plan is such a wicked act. These funds were intended to deliver shelter and to help hurricane victims. Instead, what do we have? Nothing but utter chaos. So the Auditor General's review has uncovered catastrophic deficiencies in governance, oversight, and accountability. The damning results: millions in funds and materials cannot be independently verified, and our most vulnerable citizens remain completely unprotected. The government rules program, I want to talk about that a little bit. It was always intended to be the major vehicle through which hope would have been given to Jamaicans. The minister at a press conference, I think it was about 3 weeks ago, informed Jamaicans that 114,000 household assessments had been completed. That would be 73%. That optimistic, sanitized account does not match what persons are telling us on the ground. That's not what they are reporting. So let's look at the assessment so far. First of all, there's an acknowledgement that not everyone has yet been verified. And so the question is, for those who have not been assessed, what is the process? How do they make sure that their name is on a list to be assessed? And if it's not there, what is that fair, transparent system for them to get on that list so that they can be assessed? That's the first gap that we find. And I think any gap anywhere in this system is a problem based on where we are and how devastating Melissa was. So that's the first thing. Then let's look at those who have been assessed. The first thing we would say is that any system of assessment, any process by which individuals are going to be assessed needs to be fair and it needs to be transparent, and there needs to be criteria. Needs to be criteria based. And some of us might think that there is some criteria, yes, because there is the major damage, the minor damage, and the total damage. However, we need to make sure that when persons are in fact assessed, that they are put in the category that they belong, that whatever errors there might be, human errors, that they are caught and that they are actually resolved. So let me tell you what I really mean by that. Kind of give you a real example. So let's look at what this looks like on the ground. Consider Miss X in Hanover. She was assessed. She was told that she qualified for a grant. Yet, when she went to the parish office, she realized that they had misidentified her community. Yes? And therefore, she is now in limbo. We have Mas Joe. His telephone number, when he went to the office, his telephone number was entered incorrectly. A payment showed up in the system as processed, only to later disappear entirely. And we have heard the stories of individuals who spend them last little dollar to go to the office to get information and still can't even find their name on the file. Now, these are not isolated incidents. This is state-sponsored frustration. And something has to be done about it. We believe that it is important for whatever system that is being devised by the government to have those opportunities for individuals to query, for individuals to make sure that they are on the list, for individuals to actually even respond to assumptions. So we all know how Jamaican families are. Because my sister came and applied for a grant doesn't mean that we live in the same household or there's the same big yard. Because I have my own little thing with my family right there. My sister, who lives right beside me, is in her own house with her own family. So when the minister says, and we all agree, that if you benefited once, you shouldn't benefit twice, we all agree with that. But how do we make sure that everyone that is denied because of an assumption like that, that it gets identified one, and that the research is done in a way to make sure that no needy person who should really qualify is disqualified. These are some of the issues that we have on the ground. Then some communities are called clusters, and there's a whole bunch of clusters that as of yet, the government hasn't found a way to deal with. And we don't hear anybody talking about that. There, and I think I said it the last time I spoke as well, that there are damage levels that were actually altered after assessment, although they were inputted in the system correctly. What this means is that, I don't want to say secretly, yeah, but it means a change, a reduction in terms of what those families would have been entitled to, would have thought they were going to receive in terms of what their conditions would demand. Again, there has to be a way to sort through these issues for persons with missing TRN numbers, missing phone numbers, and just being missing from the very database that they should be in. I've said it before, that these data fixes are absolutely essential to ensure that every Jamaican who deserves to receive a benefit, that they do. Now, where the real problem is of course, the findings of the Auditor General. And probably the most shocking ones of this is that out of the 421 roofs reportedly repaired, the Auditor General could not independently verify not a single one to the required standard. Not even one.
Wow.
Just let that sink in and figure out what that means. But in addition to that, there are no formal completion reports. There's no evidence that materials costing $167.3 million were actually delivered to or used for the intended beneficiaries. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security provided no written selection criteria, no evaluation process, and shockingly confirmed that verifying the construction that is taking place is actually outside of their responsibility. If the ministry isn't verifying it, then who is?
Exactly.
Right now, absolutely no one is accountable for ensuring that the right families receive the right support.
My God.
You know, our members of parliament warned early that this program lacked accountability at the design stage. We have been saying that. They flagged deep concerns about partisan bias in how assessments and distributions were being handled. And today, based on the Auditor General's findings, they seem to corroborate a procedural failure so systemic that leaves the door wide open for exactly the kind of manipulation we were talking about. And in the meantime, families are exposed to the elements. Children's education is being interrupted. The mental and emotional strain must be awesome. I can't even imagine what that is like. Delays and lack of transparency are eroding public trust and severely undermining future donor confidence. Now, we talk about these issues, not because we want to damage the reputation of Jamaica, not because we want to ensure that in the future it's more difficult for us as a country to receive donations. No, that's not why we do it. We do it because we understand the sacrifice that many made to make these donations. We also understand the need that exists and the fact that these individuals who are in need, for whom these funds were sent, have not been able to achieve what they could because their government failed them. We cannot fix damaged roofs with broken systems. We just can't. And so what we are demanding, as we have been doing, is full transparency. Publish full lists, verified lists of all roofs beneficiaries with clear parish level breakdown alongside the exact methodology used to select them. Our members of parliament, they have been asking for this. They are totally unable to track those individuals who come to them to say they were assessed or they thought they were assessed. They don't know where they fall. They have been totally unable to say, okay, I would have gotten 5,000 persons who came to my office. Let me see how many of them have gone through the system and how many of them have received something. It cannot continue like that. We also need independent verification, yes? Which would be able to publish an independent technical audit of all reported repairs. And this is extremely important. You have individuals who would have fixed their own house with a mixture of support from government and their own efforts. But yet, when they check at the parish office, it says that it was done by JDF, for example. Yeah, we have to sort out these things. Individuals who would have gotten a grant from TEF. I don't know how many persons remember that. We agreed with the minister when he said that if you have received from one program, you should not get from another. We agree. However, some government workers in tourism, in the same Ministry of Labour and Social Security, are individuals who were offered this assistance through TEF. But the TEF actually gives a bundle, 6 sheet of zinc, 6 lot, nails, yeah. But a modest contribution is what they made, which is okay, because there are many individuals for whom that would have made a significant difference. But what is the issue? The issue is my house is totally damaged and I get this from TEF. If you give me a minute on it back, I'm going to take it because I'm going to hold it to see how I could put together something to fix my house. Sure. But then I'm told that I do not qualify for anything else. It then becomes a problem, a real big problem. And so that is something that we have to look at. If individuals who have received benefit from TEF falls in the categories that are totally destroyed or badly damaged, how do we handle that? Yeah. We also need to stop forcing poor people to travel miles to get answers. We need a decentralized disbursement system as well as a query mechanism where people can easily ask and find information so they know what is the next step. In terms of what has gone before, I believe it doesn't end here. We still need to get some information from the government about how these funds have been spent, and if there are issues of accountability, if there are issues where contractors or officials need to be held responsible, we believe that this is the time when we have to make sure that action is taken. And as I close, I want to talk also about our shelters. Anyone in a shelter now is obviously someone who has absolutely nowhere to go. And for the last 2 shelter relocation, which were so badly handled, I think we need to also make that call. We need to treat these individuals with the dignity they deserve, understanding that if they could have done otherwise, they would not be in this situation today. So for the places to which they're being removed, we need to make sure that it is habitable, fit for humans to go there and to live. We need to also make sure that we are having ongoing, respectful conversations with these individuals. Not because you are in need, it means that person should speak with you, as we say, in any old way. You know, we are still human beings. These are still Jamaicans. You know, a 70-year-old man sent me a note to say that he has worked, and it touched me. He says he has worked all his life with government, giving to his country. He retired and he was fairly comfortable. He says he could never have believed that Melissa could have made him as destitute as he is today, with absolutely nothing to lean back on. And so on behalf of that 70-year-old pensioner who now finds himself homeless, I am asking the government to have a conscience and to make sure that we do better for our people. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, members in the audience and those online, you will hear more of the systemic problems and the issues that we are faced with in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, and really the shambolic state of the response from the government. So while much attention is rightly focused on the financial management failures identified by the Auditor General, there is a parallel crisis unfolding in Jamaica's ports, warehouses, and cargo facilities that has received far too little scrutiny. That is, the breakdown surrounding donations.
Come on. What is happening? What is happening? Why we cannot able to bring forth come on, Flow and Digicel, come on. But I think PNP should have get rid is the PNP wherever they must stream from. I don't know. Let me see if BOJ is still running. See there, them stuck to
Intended for Hurricane Melissa victims. Individual.
Why them a sabotage the live? I'm streaming it from YouTube and I appear stick. And them a sabotage the presentation because they don't want the message out. The Jamaica Labour Party, you don't think they is?
Or abandoning the goods entirely. This includes goods for which charitable certificates, which are certificates waiving most fees and charges, had been obtained with great effort. Neither outcome is acceptable. When those items were destined for families who lost everything in Hurricane Melissa. Perishable goods, including food items, medical supplies, and other consumables, have been reported as having deteriorated or gone bad entirely, while awaiting clearance. This represents not only a waste of donated resources, but a profound failure of the duty of care owed to both donors and intended beneficiaries. Jamaica is not unfamiliar with hurricanes. The government had an obligation, particularly following the lessons of Hurricane Beryl in 2024, to have in place a clear, published and operational logistics protocol for receiving, clearing, and distributing relief goods in the event of a subsequent disaster. Nor is the annual Christmas choke point at the ports a surprise to the border agencies. This happens every year. Totally predictable. The Auditor General's report confirms, established by ODPEM in November 2025, was not used to generate reports on international donations and was only used as a means for donors to upload information. So it matters that they get the information, get the donation, but what happens to them, to the donation afterwards, is secondary, if it matters at all. A portal that receives information but produces no actionable management output is not a logistic system. It is a registration form. The result is that Jamaica presented itself to the world as a country in need of help, which we were, received that help, and then subjected the very people who responded with generosity to a bureaucratic and financial ordeal. That reputational damage extends beyond our shores, and it risks undermining future donor confidence in Jamaica's capacity to manage international assistance. We have to fix this. Small Jamaican businesses and diaspora-led organizations who mobilized quickly after Hurricane Melissa to ship relief goods are among those most severely affected. Many do not have the financial resources to absorb extended storage fees or the legal capacity to navigate the disputes that have arisen with freight operators. The government has offered no structured mechanism for relief, no compensation framework for donors who have incurred losses, and no public acknowledgement of the scale of this problem. That silence is not acceptable. So what then are the calls for action? The opposition calls on the government to immediately publish a full accounting of all donated goods that remain uncollected, in storage, or that have been abandoned at Jamaican ports and cargo facilities. Indeed, I would go further and to say they need to give a full accounting of those goods who they claim have been spoiled and shipped to the dump, because that record exists.
Mighty God.
The government must establish an urgent relief mechanism to waive or reimburse storage and demurrage fees incurred by donors of hurricane relief goods, and to facilitate the immediate clearance and distribution of any goods that can still be used. Looking ahead, the opposition demands that the government develop and publish a comprehensive disaster logistics protocol before the start of the 2026 hurricane season, covering customs clearance, port handling, cold chain management for perishables and medical products, and coordination with freight operators, so that what happened after hurricane
significant weaknesses,
sabotage,
management, governance, and program accountability with very limited transparency. I started the press conference by highlighting that of $1.44 billion received in donations from generous Jamaicans and donors internationally, the government had only spent $26 million of that. And we have heard the argument being made by the government. Senator Marlon Morgan said that this demonstrates the need for NARA because bureaucracy was what impeded the spending of that money. Let's expose that argument for the untruth that it is. If you examine the Auditor General's report in its entirety, it will tell you that not only was 88% of the monies donated was unspent, but it was uncommitted for spending. There was no expenditure plan. Now, bureaucracy slows committed spending. When you have allocated monies for a particular project and you run into some bureaucratic delay, then it delays that. But if you did not commit the money for any particular expenditure, and how do you anticipate in that regard that bureaucracy would slow the spending? It is unconscionable that only $26 million of the $1.44 billion was spent. And when I think of the thousands of Jamaicans who were hungry, who were sleeping under buildings without roofs or damaged roofs. And to think that the government sat on this amount of money that could have been directed in relief efforts is very unfortunate. The financial mismanagement did not stop at the amount that was left unspent. There were monies that could have been received, that could have been directed in relief efforts expenditure that were lost because there was no proper management. In fact, the Auditor General's report said that a financial services institution withheld over 15.7 million in donated funds beyond the agreed 45-day window. As a result of there being no formal agreement between that entity and ODPEM, it demonstrates a lack of proper management of the entire relief program. And it is very unfortunate that Jamaicans, having faced one of the most devastating natural disasters in the history of our existence, had to put up with this kind of governance failure on the part of the administration. But beyond that, it appears to be a pattern, a very unfortunate pattern that must be highlighted. Because the Auditor General's report said that coming out of Hurricane Beryl last year, there was $138 million in donations that were unspent. So what we're finding for expenditure plan to direct monies in relief efforts to assist the people who have been impacted by natural disasters. And this cannot happen. This has to be adjusted, particularly in light of the fact that we're heading into the 2026 hurricane season. Beyond that, the Auditor General's report found that there were clear breaches of compliance with respect to the National Disaster Fund. It says the National Disaster Fund held $163 million in its bank account and $203 million in investments as of February 2026. That is a substantial portion of public resources outside of the proper statutory oversight. In fact, the Auditor General identified 3 material areas of non-compliance with the Disaster Risk Management Act. The NDF has not been audited as a standalone fund for 5 consecutive years.
Yeah, them are thing, yeah. And when it got thinking labor, and the people them donation money. I try use if you fix up and catch up the budget.
There were amount of monies that were left unspent.
Yeah.
The question that I think we should ask ourselves is,
yes,
if the monies were not directed towards relief efforts, what were they being left unspent for?
Okay.
But more importantly, I think we should ask, who were the monies being left unspent for? And when you ask those questions, I want you to think of the history of a litany of Auditor General's report that have pointed to misappropriation of funds,
fired past social media. Every time them a land the ship, then cut out the internet. One of them internet up a PNP headquarters, them a sabotage, dirty Digicel and flow. Me so glad bless me with one Starlink. Cause me know the people ma live. I'll know it not come back. I look how the boy ready for drop the bombshell. Cause me know Andrew him a go highlight, you know. Me know Andrew him did a go highlight. Jesus Christ of heaven, me shame like a dog shit. Andrew only sit down pan the donation money. They no shame. Me feel the headquarters need one Starlink for true so that they can ramp with them. Yeah, because every time PNP do one press conference of these magnitude, I saw they sabotage it. I'll know it no come back. Let me go over BOJ, go hear what BOJ I say. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Hear them a judgment here in a Labour Party. And the PNP now ramp, you know? Fi sink them. Come, sir.
We're up.
Yacha. Live stick. Peer sabotage, you know. Whenever them see certain things, I go boss. Then sabotage. It is live on Jamaica PNP. I am on Jamaica PNP, Paulette. That is the reason why it stick. And then I went over to BOJ to see if them two was sticking. And it's the same thing. So it is clearly a sabotage on the live stream the PNP is running. And I don't know why they can't come out and acknowledge it, you know. Like them afraid of lawsuit. They must tell the people them say them live stream keep on coming under attack. Every time the PNP come out if it do a press brief like this, they sabotage them press briefing, and it never can happen for the Jamaica Labour Party. Anytime they come out up at Jamaica House with them press briefing, you never get them issues there. But the PNP always have these issues. Every time the truth to be told, and them a problem here. But you could have sabotage a little more. Me know the PNP a videotape it. All you do, if the live come under attack like what is happening now, cut up the video them, we will push them out. Cut up the video them, that is it, Fulton Wireless. The dirty Pegasus spyware. They have a attack people platform and live stream. You know, cut up the video, make sure you videotape it. Yeah. So if they shut down on the live and sabotage it, on show about the video them little later on, and me will broadcast it by my platform. Cause me know what this a Senator here Tomlinson attack. A right pa Andrew head him did a go land. Donation money on a whole land pan the people them donation. It is nothing new. Then it send Andrew donation figure the people them, and Andrew take the people them donation money and invest it in a elsewhere. You don't remember? You don't remember the cleaner did come out contact say Andrew Holness invest the people them charity money. Now eat this. Let me see if me can find. Now eat this here. See it there. Andrew Holness fixed the use of charity funds to buy personal asset after the Integrity Commission raised concern. See it here. So we no surprise the Jamaica Labour Party under Andrew Holness hold on pan the people them donation money and no spend it pan them. You hear what the young man say? Who the hell the Jamaica Labour Party did a reserve the people them donation for? Because if them get the donation and they not spend it for the intended purposes, who the hell them a wait pan to spend it on? Who? See there. Question and answer time. But Trems, me say the thing shut down, you know, girl. Let me try go back over there, go see if them up and running.
Towards relief efforts. What were they being left unspent for? But more importantly, I think we should ask, who were the monies being left unspent for? And when you ask those questions, I want you to think of the history of a litany of Auditor General's report that have pointed to misappropriation of funds, mismanagement, enforcement mechanisms. Well,
I don't know what they happen, brother, but something they happen with their live stream. It has stick too much. I mean, one
on the matter of what happened at the ports, we have been very consistent in calling for an institutional arrangement where the fragmentation and the differing agencies doing things uncoordinated should end. I have made that call on several occasions. If you go back to any of my presentation in the House over the last 2 or 3 years, you'd have seen where I've been calling for a council, a logistic council, and the purpose of that is to pull together the various agencies that operate on the port, border agencies, private sector operators, so that we have a 360-degree view of the problems, and we're able to come together to resolve them. Unless and until that is done, not only are we going to continue to have the annual Christmas choke points, but when disasters like this reoccur, and they might, I hope they don't, but when they reoccur, the response will be no different.
Mighty God. See, tell live stream gone down again. PNP better not just go and videotape it here, man, and shut down, because the labor right them are going to a warm time. They don't want the truth to be out there. To damage Jamaica reputation. Can you imagine? You collect people money and not give the people them, and no want nobody if you come out come talk, you think a shit like dog. I hate you see? Kuya the live stream gone down. Cause the people them talk the truth. Nobody no want to hear the truth anymore, you know. They don't want to hear the truth anymore. The truth has now become an offense. Truth now becomes an offense.
Because there wasn't that kind of collaboration, all of that kind of institutional knowledge was lost. And therefore, it means that the way the program was conceived and how it was implemented.
People me can't listen this.
Was done from on high.
Me can't sit down and listen to this. They must sabotage.
And therefore, you wouldn't be able to get from individuals who are.
This can't work.
The ground. The other thing too is what we would have done different.
People, it is not my end. I'm listening the live stream from my iPad through my speakers. As you can hear me clear, right? So, I know from my end that they must sabotage the PNP headquarters with them Wi-Fi. Very nasty, dirty set of people. And if the PNP say anything, you go hear say, a cheap Wi-Fi you don't have. Go pay on no Wi-Fi. Go pay on this, like people are idiot. And them a sabotage the people them live stream.
The misappropriation of funds, mismanagement, enforcement mechanisms. We're all.
Me can't listen to this no more, people. Me I go end so because this no make no sense.
Is a councillor. These are elected positions that we have to honor, because what happens is once you are elected, you have to shed the partisanship. You become MP for the whole. You become councillor for the whole. You become a mayor with a responsibility. And I believe that pushing them to the side, the local authorities, the elected representatives, whether they were MPs or councillors, also meant that they were unable to actually benefit from their experience and from their feedback in fixing the programming. Nuances that would exist from place to place.
I want to give.
This no make no sense. What sense this make? When you know see so no can win with the labor right them. They have to play dirty.
This misappropriation of funds.
This no make no sense. Peer sabotage. Peer sabotage.
An addendum to my response as well. Recall, Kimon, that from the outset, following the passage of Hurricane Melissa, we.
Yeah. PNP, if you no videotape it,
called for a committee.
Jamila Maitland from TVJ. You mentioned that you require like a
YouTube, me depend Diane. Me no know where else. Me depend the PNP YouTube page. I listen.
Can you, if you were to make any recommendations as it relates to the greatest need right now to see where would majority of the money be placed almost 7 months after the hurricane? Where do you see majority of the benefits being placed or majority of the relief aid being placed?
Right, I did make that recommendation for the government to publish an expenditure plan. The greatest need across the island right now with respect to the areas where we had significant damage is a need for shelter. If you speak to all the members of parliament, they will tell you that they have many constituents who are not living under any proper roof. That is problematic. So we think that the substantial portion of the relief efforts that have been unspent should be directed towards housing, should be directed towards ensuring that there's proper shelter. When you think of the fact that there are still people who need shelter, state-provided shelter, that's a clear demonstration that there's a need to deploy the money in that area. And we think that that is the greatest need as at this time.
Mighty God, the Jamaica mashup. I the same thing all over because I YouTube me I listen it pan that me I try to show you say my Wi-Fi is working properly because you hear me I talk to you like now. But I am streaming the thing from YouTube from my iPad and it has stick. So it's not my platform a stick, is the stream itself where the PNP are run. And I don't think the PNP is doing it deliberately. It's being deliberately done to the PNP live stream because them have the technologies to do it. You understand? It's a deliberate attack by this government. Anybody where you see attack out and attack against the Jamaica Labour Party, I saw them antagonize them online.
Is a balance between speed and efficiency. I am not sure what grace I would give the government when I look 7 months after. Yeah? Maybe the first month, I remember the first couple of weeks when I went down to Westmoreland and I looked around and I saw the devastation. I couldn't quarrel because we were days out. Yeah? But 7 months out, there's absolutely no grace at this point to be given. What the government did is that they eschewed almost every other group that could have been part of a national response and went on their own and did not work out the details. I said it before, I believe that the plan that they had for, let's say, roofs, for example, was not designed with transparency, accountability, or fairness. And once those are missing, as far as I am concerned, there is no grace.
No grace for the dirty bitch them. All thief. And you take the people them donation money and sit down pan and not spend it.
Do we have any question from anyone online?
That's right, PNP.
All right,
them.
So that wraps it up for our press conference today. I want to thank the Jamaican people for tuning in. I want to thank the members of the media for joining us today. We do this not to score political points. This is not about politics. We are not interested in playing politics with our issues so sensitive. That speaks to how people recover from a significant natural disaster. We do this. We have this press conference. We highlight the issues because we want for there to be a clear change of action, a different direction taken, so that the relief efforts can be accelerated and that they can redound to the benefit of the people who have been impacted. And I think that that context must be made absolutely clear for anyone who has watched this press conference and has seen our advocacy for the people who have been impacted. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well said, well put together. Mighty God. I hope the PNP can upload this to them platform a little later on, because you know, while it was live stream, it has been interrupted several times. But we get the gist of it all, and I think they would have put out enough message, yeah, where the public can relate to. Jamaica people, me say Andrew Holness collect the people them donation money, and don't think it to give it to the people of this country. Me say the senator put out two wonderful questions. If the money have been withholding from the people and not spending, who them are put on the money for? If the donations were sent to give to the people and it not reach the people, then who know hold it back for? No can't come tell me about a procurement this and procurement this and red tape, because when you did want get supplies like the Starlink, you know, broke every red tape and get them come here. So why is it that you know have to sit down and make red tape stick you know up to make the people them money reach them? And no fool no money the people them donations. And that is the reason why our artists deliberately tell the government, say them not giving no money to the government, them a go down at the west go give out them things themselves. And you know realize say Ramesh no work with the government. And you know realize say Spice no work with the government. Only not realize that the Marleys them no work with the government, and Shensi and the whole of them. Every single one of those donors, they fly in and cut down, they go hand out the donations themselves, because it's like them. He said the Jamaica Labour Party are criminal. The people tell them it better not set up one charity and make the people them help those down there via charity, but do not send no money to no portal belonging to the Jamaica Labour Party and the government. Because imagine after 7 months ago, you take up no money and send it come give the government and no things say to reach the people, and yet the dirty bitch them come out come say less than 2%. I want to send come give them, then give back to the people. Them is a wicked set of people. And nobody know if we talk about it. Marlon Morgan come out and come and defend, but it have to do with the physical prudence of this government. And no money no missing. Nobody now can talk about the money we're missing. The people are looking at the fact that people are suffer like a dog, don't have no roof over their head, and no sit down upon the money and think it hard to spend it, and I no fool no. It goes to show you that the reason why the Jamaica Labour Party not spend out the money and not spend it on the people is because they want to keep it back, to pump it in their economy. Because they want to catch up the Jamaica economy, which are not going anywhere for the past 10, 11 years. Andrew Holness in a power in the third term. The economy don't grow by 1.5%. Every day they come out and talk about good fiscal management and economy, this and economy. And not 1 year or 1 quarter the economy grow by 1.5%. And then sit down there, they can talk about NIR this and NIR that. And the reason why they get money for borrow are because the NIR is good. And this big Batman I go come tell we about this is the reason why we need a Nara. We need a Nara to do what? We need a Nara to fast track what? When you did want get the generator them in the country and the Starlink, there were red tapes for you to follow and procurement process to follow. You never follow none. You broke every stoplight and get them here in the country. And that's all Daryl Vaz can do. I come apologize after over $14 million gone down the drain. And now you want to tell me say the people them take up their money from foreign, send Kongi Andrew. And Andrew sit down upon the people the money have the audacity to come and tell me say 2% out of the money he spent so far for 7 months, and people did they sit down on that tent with their young baby. Uno is a wicked, dirty set of people, and nobody know if he come out can talk. As people come out can talk, uno come and talk about Brogan and Andrew Holness and the bestest and the bestest. Uno too worthless and no shame. And when you see wrong, you can't come out, can identify the wrong and call out the wrong because you're blinded by party color and party lines. Tell me which one of them a politician that can tell me enough to talk. When they we see the country a good on in our hole and none of them fi stop and say, no man, make we take a U-turn, yes, so they watch the country a good down. And come out a defend. Come out a defend. It is a national disgrace, Jamaica, the state at which we are in. I want to ask the people in the diaspora we send their money. How no feel this morning, This a man here from Western St. Andrew, Anthony Hilton. Him a the industry and commerce minister. You know, here the man said they need to come out and tell the Jamaican people how many container load of goods down there when a bus out yet to give the people and one a rotten dash way. We need to give an account for all those food stuff and container stuff and barrel we still down at the wharf when not clear yet from 7 months ago. There is nothing in place, no database to give an account. We say, Lord, me pack one barrel from 7 months ago, you know, me know anybody bust the barrel, they feel good. Cause me know, say me put some good things, send it come a yard. We don't know if the people them reach it. And that is the reason why persons were saying it better know when you sign up with Andre Stevens or Miss Dana or any one of the other charity people them, because one thing with them, when them bust them barrel, the whole world I see why in the barrel. And then we see say it a get to Tom, Dick and Harry. This a Jamaica Labour Party and nothing you know see them and everybody sit down upon the people them money and the people them container all now no clear. Sit down a wharf. I hear say about 7 container load of food they have to dump the other day. And what they not dump expire next week. Uno is a wicked, nasty set of dirty people in the labor movement. Can you imagine? Donation. I can take off me good people them from the screen. Because I don't want nobody come here and feel like see them me a chat to. Now talking the PNP are all their own. Come here you. Jamaica donation money. Donation money is different from taxpayers' dollars and no government money. You see, if I did like money which part the IMF give them, so you know, so you have to pinch it and watch how you spend it. Yeah? You have to watch the red tape them, you have to put little measures in place because you can't get money where you have to go pay back and make just a spend it so you know see what you get from the money. We not talk taxpayer money and IMF money and World Bank money and them the money that we charge, you know, so the red tape is there where they have to follow. A donation me attack. Billions and billions and billions of dollars. People take out of them pocket and send Congi Jamaica Labour Party because they've been at the government and said, use this to full a gap. They put a mechanism in place and do the assessment properly. Every program that the Jamaica Labour Party put in place, it is marred by corruption. And if the people them get $10, they only get $5. Half of the money gone down the drain and you know see which chart it go. And there is nobody to stand up and take accountability. If it was some other country and you hear say ADPEM drop the ball, whoever they run ADPEM have to take with themselves immediately and somebody more caring, somebody more competent take up the portfolio. But every single one of the dirty bitch them which are no many people them no good and you have them there right there and we still pay them to do the nothing. Them still sit down there and do nothing and nothing and do. With all of these controversies come out, who is going to take responsibility? We are pay them a people here. Then say them a director, then say them a this, them a manager, them a expert in a this. How we employ them down a ADPEM, how we are pay them to do their work. And there is no plan. How is it you're going to pay one director for ADPEM? These persons should have the mindset when we have emergency like these. This is what them train in. So what we are pay them a people if they don't have no plan, there is no backup plan, no mechanism plan. If we say, okay, we have a disaster, this is the first thing we do when such natural disaster happen. Everything collapse, everything fail because what? Nobody no understand what them a do. And Andrew take ADPEM from where it was and put it in our office and instead it better, it worse. Instead it better, it worse. And nobody no fi say nothing. We are not surprised that the Jamaica Labour Party take the people them donation and sit down panny and I use it for do whatever them feel like, because see the Integrity Commission report tell we from last year or 2 years ago say Andrew Holness fixed the use of charity funds. What that mean? Andrew Holness fixed the use of charity funds to do what? To buy personal asset. After the Integrity Commission raised questions. So what this is telling us is that when they have Andrew under investigation and then see one account with some heap of billions in it and they ask Andrew to explain what is happening here, Andrew tell the people them said, yo, this account is my charity account. Okay, no problem. But why is it that this money, this account, where you say is for charity, why is it that the money is still here, right? And you're using it to fund something else, such as buying stocks and bonds on a barita. But the account says it is a charity account. So people send money to come to your charity, to help the poor and destitute, and Andrew was caught fixing the money, diverging it elsewhere. And when the Integrity Commission catch up on him, he might try to put back the money in the account. That is what the Prime Minister was accused of in the Integrity Commission report. We were made aware of this and we choose to put back the dirty bitch in a power. Uno fi suffer. Uno fi suffer, me no want none of uno reach out to me DM, me no want none of uno send me no message, me can't help uno. Me party no in a power, me no want none of uno pressure me leader, me no want none of uno pressure me MP. We no in a power, go pressure the Prime Minister and go pressure them in the third term. Yeah. Me no want none of uno take up on the phone and message down me and I blew up me DM, almost thousands of messages in me DM. Me no want nobody reach out to me for no help. Me no have it. Me party no in a power no pressure me. Go pressure Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party at them in the third term. I am so embarrassed of this man and he still sit down there and I no shame. Your name a call up and so much same thing, the truth is staring at your face every day you come cock up in a parliament and look up in a people morning. Only no have nothing name shame on no labor rights. Nothing name shame. He better than when you accuse you of doing them as something and you shame the Integrity Commission and put them in them place and say, see, they are liar tell pa me, go one side. Like what they do uno. But if you know, say, I'll know this man can be certified. I'll know he can prove nothing of what them accuse him for. He's a shameless man. He's a shameless man, Dana. Mighty God of Daniel. I am not surprised, Jamaica, because 2 years ago when they investigate Andrew, the Integrity Commission said they caught Andrew fixing use of charity funds to buy personal asset. How can man say I'm a Prime Minister and him a misuse people money? If it was any other country, Andrew would have to step down a long time. Them I no have no shame. And when me I tell the opposition, say if I did ever mean a parliament, Andrew could not open him out. Andrew could not me because Andrew turn up, so me I turn up too. Andrew figure sort out himself and clear up them as something you will hang over and edit. No look good Jamaica if you know say I'm the Prime Minister. The Integrity Commission not tell no lie upon him. How can you get caught fixing charity money? Remember, charity money, you know, is not like say you get the money and you have to put it towards something. No, you are running a charity, whether back to school, whether to fix the elderly home, whether it's a charity, so it is specific. And the people them send them money towards your charity and you were caught fixing the use of charity funds. And when the Integrity Commission catch you, yeah, you try to put back the money. That's what the Integrity Commission mean by fixing, you know. You were caught fixing use of charity funds. Yeah? And he was accused of that then. And here we have the Prime Minister being accused, yeah, of withholding charity donations. It is the same thing. People send you them billions and instead you give the people them the billions where you get to give them, you sit down pan you only give them 2% out of it. This is a criminal act. This man is a national disgrace to the country. He is the worst of the worst. Eh? And in come a parliament that try to tell people cock and bull story. This man miss me there on my live. I don't know better. I don't know call me. Please don't call me. Thank you. When you don't see me in my element and my mouth, I bust up, you know. You don't call me, please. You know yourself. Anyway. Anyway. Petty thief. Petty thief, Chico. Andrew is not a petty thief. Andrew is a criminal. A criminal. May I hear one story say him control the housing development in a Sentan over Aphrodisia. I saw it name. Watch me and you when them start leak every information to me. Only not hear about it. One rotted housing development a go on in a Landovery. On the left hand side named Aphrodisia. Me hear say Andrew Holness and his wife. You might know in a them name, but them say them control it. But I soon get to the nitty-gritty of it. One rotted housing development in a St. Anne named Aphrodisia or has whatever of name it name. He did on a Landovery. Yeah. But Jamaica, I am not sorry for the predicament that we are in. You know the reason why? Many, including myself, would have preached like Paul. Right? I want to make the Jamaica Labour Party trick on you and telling you this and telling you that. All right? And look at where we're at now. Only you realize that the Jamaica Labour Party, nothing where they come out, come do. Get the blessing from Almighty God. Tell the God Almighty truth. If I were any other place, right? I remember there was a hurricane named Hurricane Dorian that sat upon the Bahamas for hours. Like how we had Category 5, Melissa. And let me tell you something. The world helped the Bahamas and look how the Bahamas bounce back nicely. You know, hear a soul in the Bahamas a complain. So they stop still this and they no get no help and rate. Bahamas have bounced back nicely. And for know say Jamaica is a bigger, better country, so to speak. We have so much international big stars and big name. And I don't like say we not get the help. We get the help, but see the dirty man which out hold the help from the people. This man ya I got bend like a sea. You remember how sea got hold and I'm telling Ben and be telling you, Jamaica, only no realize that the Jamaica Labour Party from September 3rd, they cannot get it right. Only no realize that God a work, God have a hand on the Jamaica Labour Party, you know, and nothing good. The nasty, dirty deeds of the Jamaica Labour Party, every single time they come up with something to say if it benefit the people, it go against the people. Because them know that this man Jamaica is of no good. And to know that people have to go sit down under the sufferation and come and tell we know about Nara. I want the Nara pass, you see. And I want to know bill and the more no bill, yeah, and the more the people here to know. Yeah, and nothing hot. So you know, when you no claim so no do the work and the people for there is no return. No comeback, Andrew Holness now no comeback, I come back too. In that third term, yeah. God Almighty, I'm so embarrassed for this man. I am so embarrassed for the Jamaica Labour Party. You're not seeing none of them on social media because deep down in themselves, they know say Andrew Holness is not running the country properly in the third term. The opposition continue to play their part. And I want to encourage those persons. Yeah? Let us continue to uplift the opposition. Let us continue to look out for them. Yes, we know they might win down at Westmoreland. They win Hanover. They win in a St. Thomas. They win certain area and you might say, oh, my MP, this and my, you look into yourself. The Jamaica Labour Party is not giving them the funding to help them in their constituency. So we are asking people to hold on a little longer. We know it's rough, but we know we're not idiot. We not telling you no lie. The PNP not getting any money. Because the government do not want the PNP areas and the PNP MP them to look good. So we are asking the people of this country to hold strain. We know it rough and we know it tough. But you think say, when you sabotage the people them are going to look into themselves and say, boy, me a vote Labour Party next time because we no get nothing. The people are going to remember how you treat them. They are going to remember. So me no want the Labour right them feel like say because a PNP win Westmoreland or Hanover. Uno feel like say the People's National Party must do this and do that. Uno feel look into yourself. No because they win Westmoreland or Hanover means them a get the help. The government is not helping them because those parish would have voted a particular way as so politics go. And then couldn't take God off of the cross and say, no, they're not sabotage. Them are sabotage the people because they vote PNP. Well, Jamaica, as we wrap up, 5 minutes to 1 o'clock. I don't know if you guys realize that Desmond McKenzie come out here and finally admit, say, him pay the contractor them in a Westmoreland. Can you imagine these dirty bitches? Imagine them say how much house I come making a Westmoreland. And them I go give them 20 house at first. 20 prefabricated house, the container house them. And when Dwayne Vaz go down there, no did they no infrastructure, no just one, must see 2 or 3 concrete them put. Remember 20 them forget, and you want to tell me say for the past 7 months. Yeah? There is no preparation made, no lighting infrastructure, no water, no run. No sewage system, no put in. But they come with prefabricated house to put on palm people to give people. Little did we know Jamaica say, it's not like the work did one halted, or stop. But the Jamaica Labour Party under Desmond McKenzie have been working the contractor, and the contractor not getting any PA. So the poor man fed up and put a pause on the work and decide say him nah do no more until he get money. That's so you do things. You can't just work people for all these months. Them have a family there, them woman there, them pitney fi take care, and you can't just work and work people and pay them because who no pay for themselves. So why you can't pay people? And you come now and want to blame PNP and Westmoreland Municipal Corporation. How the corporation fi pay them if Desmond no give the corporation no money fi pay them? What make people wicked so? Well, Desmond come out come say him finally pay the people them. Him finally pay the contractor. So the work has begun. What a shame and disgrace. In the Jamaica Labour Party. Listen to Desmond McKenzie a confess, saying pay the contractor. Hear the bitch.
Taking your course Jamaica this Monday morning, May 18, 2026 in Westmoreland, the contractor responsible for building permanent housing for persons displaced by Hurricane Melissa and who were occupying shelters has been paid. This is according to local government minister Desmond McKenzie.
A payment was made on Friday. I spoke with him on Friday evening, and he got some payments, and he has indicated that he will continue in earnest to complete the remaining portion of the work that he has been undertaking. I really want to thank him, for the understanding that he has demonstrated, because it's over 2.5 months that he has been waiting to get paid. So everything is moving as steadily as we want it to be, and we are hoping that within a couple of weeks we will be totally finished, and then the installation of the houses will be completed. There is an understanding between the mayor and myself about what needs to happen as we go forward.
Desmond McKenzie, local government minister.
What a shame and disgrace. Them are no shame, He finally paid the contractor Friday. Today and Monday. How convenient. Him not have no shame. The man need to go yard, go sit down. Desmond McKenzie, Film Ministry should have one state minister. He's very old and he cannot manage the 14 corporation. He can't manage for their town and country. He needs a state minister. He's a national disgrace in the country to hold such a portfolio and come and tell people about him finally pay the contractor. The man sit down and wait 2-3 months for money. I expect the people are big head, but Westmoreland people are no idiot, Westmoreland people no fool. No, because no good on they go sit there and live in a board house. They have sense. Me don't know if no people down at Westmoreland and nobody go sit down and work for government for 2-3 months and not get no money. Put down every nabble, grab out on no hand and halt the work. I no come and blame Westmoreland Municipal Corporation about them halt the work. The work fi halt. Oh, people fear work and get paid. Desmond give the corporation no money, but you no come and talk about Westmoreland Municipal Corporation and pay contractor. How contractor fi get paid if you no pay them? Let me just tell you something before me wrap up the program. Desmond McKenzie is the Minister for Local Government. There are 14 municipal corporations in this country, one in every parish where Desmond McKenzie run, and him fund them. Some run by the PNP and some run by the JLP. That's why we have local government election. Yeah? Westmoreland vote for PNP, Hanover vote for PNP. Whatever happened during Hurricane Melissa, then say them I give them 20 fabricated house to start. Alright, we welcome the 20 house. But you know certain development have to run through the corporation. We understand so they need the permit and so forth to come through. Nothing wrong with that. You understand? But the man a work for 2-3 months. The man fi get him pay. In your family and woman fi take care of him pitney. He can't just work go along so when he ask for money, you know, and give him no information. You know, sit down up a town in a head office. So the man put on and rest down in material and in bulldozer. You can't blame him. So when Dwayne Vaz go there now, go see say nothing and go on, and the place just did it with 2 concrete sinting them bitch up and say we are going to get 20 and only 2 put on so far. Dwayne Vaz not tell no lie. So Desmond him come out now, come and talk about how the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation halt the process. When you no investigate and find out what they got in at the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation, the mayor say yes, the work is halted. And you can't blame the contractor for stop working because we have not get any money to pay the contractor. Desmond McKenzie sit down up at Kingston at the head office as the minister. You have 14 corporations to run. You have a team. How no fi put man pan work and expect the man to get paid and have the audacity to come and throw blame pan Westmoreland Municipal Corporation? You stink out of order, pay the people them and get the work done. But PNP has stopped progress. And I think PNP are idiot. If the money not reach the corporation, how the corporation fi pay the contractor? How where them are idiot to come from say them a run government? Look at now, I want to get upset before me wrap up the program. Let me tell you something, Jamaica. The labor rights shall know no peace in the 3rd term. What me say a while ago, me said there shall be no peace in this third term for the Jamaica Labour Party. And I can't wait for no roll out the Nara and start build back the smart city and build up the town centre them for we hurry up and vote out on the backside. Yeah, I want them fix every road. Cause no now come give my golden burden for carry. No better fix back the country. Yeah, cause I wanna mash it up and then I mash up the country and should be in my golden in a power and then you go with the bag of money. No crazy, you better fix up the country. Cause you now give my golden no heavy lifting for come in a power come do. No crazy. You better fix back Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica people, it was my pleasure being here. I want to thank you guys so much for keeping my company. Let us continue to look out one for another. Let us continue to champion the message of the People's National Party. No peace, Ivan. There shall know absolutely no peace. Eh? Before me go, come here, Murdit. Before me go, me not even remember about you. Murdit, come here. Come in and have no man named Murdit. Now that he near Murdit row. Come here, Murdit. Me want to know where you come from. Don't sound fool. So come here, Labour rights. Because of that man, the Prime Minister did a back and give him one whole heap of funding up at their compound. I decided then did one choose over Richard Curry, you know. Me not argue, I not cost the Labour right them. Because I don't expect any better. Jamaica, are you aware that them file injunction pan Curry? Yes, them go launch injunction say no election can keep up there. Well, let me educate to no Labour rights. Because right now, Richard Curry will be sworn in after the 22nd of June, unopposed, with no contender beside him because of no duns. Labour rights, come here. Remember that the Maroon compound settlements is like a state within a state. So even though they are Jamaicans, them have their own rules and laws that govern them. Right? So the first thing, Labour rights, this man has no moral authority if he left from our compound, come all the way to Kingston for file injunction in a court of Supreme. Eh? You're not supposed to come down in a good Jamaica up a city Kingston. Yeah, if you come file no injunction in the Supreme Court, we don't have no court of courts, of all courts up there in our compound, and when you're not done, you see how you want to lead the Maroon. Eh? Let me ask you, that's the first red flag. You cannot file injunction in the Court of Supreme, in a Kingston. Uno rules that govern Uno is totally different from the rules that govern the rest of us Jamaicans. So if you did want to file injunction, you should have filed your power compound dons. The next thing, and where you come from and where you live, you have to tell the people them the reason why you file the injunction in a Kingston, because you don't live up our compound. You never read the Maroon laws. You never read the Constitution, say if you want to run as chief, you have to live up there for 3 years. Where you come from, Meredith? Where you come from, Meredith? Eh? And that this your Andrew Holness did a back. Eh? And the dirty Labour right them a char high and you know. Well, Jamaica, me say the 2 chief they miss nomination morning. You don't hear about it? Yeah, Meredith no show up. Meredith claim same know the laws of the Maroon people. And no show up for nomination day. Well, only Chief Richard Curry one nominate, my love. So right now, there is nobody to contest the seat with Richard Curry. You know see how God good? You know see how we serve a mighty God. Eh? So right now, there is nobody to run against Richard Curry because them are your misnomination day. Big dirty dons. We serve a mighty God. Jamaica people are here, so me have to leave it. We don't know, you know. Time is against me, you know, so me have to run go do the people and look work. But tomorrow I will be back at 9:30 a.m. Because you know, tomorrow at Parliament, we are going to sit down on the internet and we are going to beat up the dirty Labour right. They shall have not name peace on the internet because they're too wicked. I apologize to anybody that me offend. I apologize to the good Christians them where see me get out of character. But Lord, me upset. I am upset the way in which my country is operating under the Jamaica Labour Party. I am so afraid. I am scared in my own country because of Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. But the blood of Jesus is against you, and I now stop blooding you up with the blood. And now stop blooding you up with the blood. Yeah, my schedule is back to normal. And so I will be on at 9:30 for the remainder of this week, Jamaica. So any day you see me no come on, it means say, yeah.